This time, the plot and files were opened at first time. So let's get down to business. Is this exposure information enough for us to know Fenrir? The Simulacrum story is an episode of kidnapping instead of purchase. This is the same in reality. Now many bloggers in pet areas are not recommending the sale of pets, but looking for professionals to kidnap stray cats to raise. This is also the main reference of Fenrir's plot. This time the plot is not completely without clues. At the end of the mission, Fenrir fainted after eating Black Forest cake. Black Forest cake is made from cocoa powder and chocolate sauce. And chocolate contains a substance called theobromine. Theobromine is similar to caffeine. It's okay for wolves or dogs to eat a small amount. But where on earth did Fenrir come from? There is a file about how Fenrir trains the dog team. These trainings are completely different from regular dog training. It's more like training special forces. It also makes Dorothy very confused. Who on earth taught Fenrir to train like this? Let's push time forward a little bit. Before Dorothy picked up Fenrir. In the lower city, there is such a stray dog. Its name is One Eye. This day, when it was out looking for food, it found a child wearing a disc-like device around her neck. It says Fenrir. The child wailed with hunger. One Eye can only take her back to its own place. It found that Fenrir's eyes glowed at night. She's like being the same kind as itself. It began to take care of Fenrir and take her as its own little brother. One Eye runs fast, can easily escape from the pursuit of the store, bring plenty of food to Fenrir. This kind of day is ordinary but also warm. But Fenrir often thinks of her old life. She had a circular device running through her neck. Like other companions, driven by humans to the square in the middle of the house. Train them to patrol, planting bombs and fighting. If they don't listen, they will have nothing to eat. She escaped under the desperate cover of her companions. But exhausted, she had no idea how to live in the outside world. Fortunately, she met One Eye. Think of this. Fenrir looked at One Eye beside her. Think it's the best dog to herself in the world. The next day, One Eye went to look for food early. Happened to find a dog crossing the road. And in the distance are speeding cars. The dog is a little out of its mind. One Eye rushed over. At a critical moment, saved the absent-minded dog. Through inquiry, One Eye learned that the dog's name is Tooth. It was abandoned by its owner. Became a stray dog in the lower city. Tooth was used to a life of good food and clothing. Now it don't know how to live. Tooth hasn't eaten in days. On the road, Tooth thought it would be better to end like this. But unexpectedly, One Eye saved Tooth. One Eye took the Tooth back and give the accumulated food to Tooth to eat. Fenrir drooled greedily beside. Tooth haven't eaten for a long time. Eat it hungrily at once. Fenrir looked at the Tooth that ignored the image. It's like seeing who you were. She came forward and hugged her Tooth, as if to say, from now on, we'll be family. In this way, one person and two dogs started a new life. After a long time, One Eye and Tooth gave birth to a new dog and named it Tailflower. The arrival of the puppy brought them new fun. They thought this life would go on. But the accident happened. One night, One Eye came back late and failed to bring food. At night, they can only eat the grain they used to store. One Eye seems to be thinking about something, but it didn't say what happened that day. But Fenrir is blurred in her sleep. She heard One Eye saying something to Tooth, but she's so sleepy. All she remembers is that there's endless food in the dream. One Eye, teeth. Tailflower is always with her. One Eye set out early the next morning. Today's teeth are fidgeting. The absent-minded in everything it do. It would look at the corner of the alley from time to time. But until the evening, they couldn't see the figure of One Eye. The Tooth looked at the darker and darker sky. Tooth knows something happened to One Eye. So Tooth found Tailflower and Fenrir, who were still playing hide and seek. Tooth said to Fenrir with a serious face, I'm going to find an eye. If I don't come back the next day, in the future, Tailflower will be given to Fenrir to take care of. Fenrir looked at the Tooth. Although she don't know what happened, but she knows. In the future, Tailflower and herself will be self-reliant. After receiving Fenrir's affirmative reply, the Tooth turned and was submerged in the night. And this time, it never came back. It's still dark. And who cares about the life or death of two stray dogs? At first, rely on the grain accumulated by One Eye. One person and one dog can still get enough food and clothing, but sitting and eating will be empty. Fenrir also wants to find food, but she was afraid of the humans on the road. She'll remember that they're the ones who put themselves in a cage. And because of that, One Eye never let her appear in front of mankind. But what she doesn't know is, she is no longer the little girl she used to be. Her height and weight indicate Fenrir has grown into a young girl. And because of that, the Tooth will trust her with the Tailflower at ease. Fenrir finally decided to go out in search of food at night. But unexpectedly, a drunken figure suddenly broke into her life and changed her fate. This is Dorothy English Torres. As the gold medal agent of the Oasis Club, she is an excellent talent scout, and her past is unknown. On this day, she was looking for seedlings that could be cultivated in the lower city. For people in the lower city. It's also a good way to cross classes. If you become an idol, you may marry into a wealthy family. It is not impossible to rise to the sky in one step. But she got nothing. Instead, she drank a lot of wine. Dorothy is not discouraged. Getting ready to return to the uptown. Passing through a secluded alley. She keenly sensed that there was movement inside. She decided to find out. It is Fenrir and the Tailflower who are cheering up in the alley. That's how the two met. Dorothy, a talent scout, saw Fenrir's potential as an idol at a glance. In the near future, There is a stray girl missing in the lower city. On the other hand, there is a new DJ idol in Uptown. This is the story deduced from the current information. There is an artistic processing element, but it is basically in line with the current clue. Xiao Feng's reasoning is constantly advancing according to the amount of information. This time the plot also provides a lot of clues. First of all, Dorothy's identity. Passersby called her big sister. It can be seen that she had been in a gang before. Dorothy also said that she operates in the underworld. Then there is her relationship with Saki Piwa. Saki called Dorothy half of her friend. Some people speculate that Saki and Dorothy are police and bandits. If Dorothy was caught racing, it's not impossible. Then there is the latest official information on simulacrum design. The Oasis Club is also a force. It seems that the forces in Aurora is more complex than we thought. Mirafleur Hall, Madeline Foundation, Oasis Club. Third-party forces have surfaced one by one. This also adds too much uncertainty to Dorothy's identity. Which side of the force does she belong to? Now I can't tell. At present, only that she is the gold medal agent is firmly seated. Although Fenrir has been guiding the dog in the plot. But the elements of wolves can also be found from simulacrum intelligence. Her attack was Wolf's Claw. And Fenrir's attack special effect is also a wolf's head. So Xiaofeng still thinks that Fenrir was genetically modified by wolves. But after running away, she was raised by a dog. That's why she thinks she's a dog. Fenrir's simulacrum intelligence shows the origin of her collar. This disc is not the CD player that many people speculated at first. It's a device. This device is more like a control device, with Fenrir's name engraved on it. It also says Torres at the bottom. Translated into Dorothy. It is also in line with the setting of the location tracker. To prevent Fenrir from getting lost. But this plate doesn't look like made by Dorothy. You can take a look at the introduction of simulacrum intelligence. Bundled with Fenrir's past and future devices. Dorothy didn't make it. Then Fenrir should bring it before she meets the dog One Eye. Then think of the scene of Fenrir training the dog team. It can be seen that she also received this kind of special training when she was very young. And these training contents are mainly based on destruction and tasks. Starting from Lin. The lower city has always been a mysterious existence. What will Lin wear masks to the lower city area to investigate? Annabella will also haunt the cafes in the lower city area. Now Fenrir is also from the lower city. When on Earth will Tower of Fantasy release the lower city area? Let's just wait and see. Do you know why Fenrir likes chocolate? Because after she fainted, she could see her former family. One Eye, Tooth and Tail Flower. We can only imagine the end of these three dogs. I didn't see the Tail Flower at Dorothy's house. Maybe the game production team is lazy. Fortunately, Fenrir now has Dorothy's care. But with Fenrir's fame, can her identity still be hidden? Could the hidden forces in the lower city have discovered the existence of Fenrir? These are not going to be clear in a short time. Let's go back to the main line and find Zeke first. The character stories of Tower of Fantasy are indeed enriching. But the richer it is, the more blank it will be. From the mysterious family of Lin, the awakening and heartstream of Saki Piwa, to the replicator factory of Lyra, the identity of Sirius, and the Henriette Consortium related to Annabella. Now Fenrir has led to a mysterious organization. The situation in Aurora is really getting more and more complex. Wait until these blanks can be filled. The plot of Tower of Fantasy will go to a higher level, right? That's all for this issue. Follow Xiaofeng. Take you to experience a different Tower of Fantasy.